Good morning, and welcome again to our series, Questions and Answers for a World in Crisis. On youth. Today, I am happy to share with the many hundreds of young people I have met in the ashram, in Mumbai, and at Oro University in Surat. Here are Mother's words on youth. You who are young are the hope of the country. Prepare yourselves to be worthy of this expectation. Blessings. Of one thing you can be sure. Your future is in your hands. You will become the man you want to be, and the higher your ideal and your aspiration, the higher will be your realization. But you must keep a firm resolution and never forget your true aim in life. 2nd April 1963. To know how to be reborn into a new life at every moment is the secret of eternal youth. One must learn always, not only intellectually, but also psychologically. One must progress in regard to character. One must cultivate the qualities and correct the defects. Everything should be made an occasion to cure ourselves of ignorance and incapacity. Life becomes then tremendously interesting and worth the trouble of living it. 27 January 1972. To be young is to live in the future. To be young is to be always ready to give up what we are in order to become what we must be. To be young is never to accept the irreparable. 28 March 1967. Only those years that are passed uselessly make you grow old. A year spent uselessly is a year during which no progress has been accomplished, no growth in consciousness has been achieved. No further step has been taken towards perfection. Consecrate your life to the realization of something higher and broader than yourself, and you will never feel the weight of the passing years. 21st February 1958. Youth does not depend on the small number of years one has lived, but on the capacity to grow and progress. To grow is to increase one's potentialities, one's capacities. To progress is to make constantly more perfect the capacities that one already possesses. Old age does not come from a great number of years, but from the incapacity or the refusal to continue to grow and progress. I have known old people of 20 and young people of 70. As soon as one wants to settle down in life and reap the benefits of one's past efforts, as soon as one thinks that one has done what one had to do and accomplished what one had to accomplish. In short, as soon as one ceases to progress, to advance along the road of perfection, one is sure to fall back and become old. One can also teach the body that there is almost no limit to its growth incapacities, or its progress, provided that one discovers the true method and the right conditioning. This is one of the many experiments which we want to attempt in order to break these collective suggestions and show the world that human potentialities exceed all imagination. 2nd February, 1949. There is one thing certain, which is not clearly stated here, but which is at least as important as all the rest. It is this: that there is an old age much more dangerous and much more real than the amassing of years, the incapacity to grow and progress. As soon as you stop advancing, as soon as you stop progressing, as soon as you cease to better yourself, cease to gain and grow, cease to transform yourself, you become truly old. That is to say, you go downhill towards disintegration. There are young people who are old, and there are old people who are young. If you carry in you this flame for progress and transformation, if you are ready to leave everything behind so that you may advance with an alert step, if you are always open to a new progress, a new improvement, a new transformation, then you are eternally young. But if you sit back satisfied with what has been accomplished, if you have the feeling that you have reached your goal and you have nothing left to do but enjoy the fruit of your efforts, then already more than half your body is in the tomb. It is decrepitude and the true death. Everything that has been done is always nothing compared with what remains to be done. Do not look behind. Look ahead, always ahead, and go forward always. 25th April, 1958. And to be young, to be really young, we must always, always keep on growing, developing, progressing. Growth is the sign of youthfulness, and there is no limit to the growth of consciousness. And if one does manual work, one keeps in good health. I knew young people who had always lived in cities, in a city and in those little rooms one has in the big cities, in which everyone is huddled. Now, they had come to spend their holidays in the countryside, in the south of France, and there the sun is hot. Naturally, not as here, but all the same, it is very hot. When we compare the sun of the Mediterranean coasts with that of Paris, for example, it truly makes a difference. And so, when they walked around the countryside the first few days, they really began to get a terrible headache and to feel absolutely uneasy because of the sun. But they suddenly thought, why, if we make friends with the sun, it won't harm us anymore. And they began to make a kind of inner effort of friendship and trust in the sun. And when they were out in the sun, instead of trying to bend double and tell themselves, oh, how hot it is, how it burns, they said, oh, how full of force and joy and love the sun is. They opened themselves like this gesture. And not only did they not suffer any longer, but they felt so strong afterwards that they went round telling everyone who said, "It is hot," telling them, "Do as we do. You will see how good it is." And they could remain for hours in the full sun, bareheaded and without feeling any discomfort. I welcome your questions for this series, and I have given previously my email for anyone who has suggestions on other themes. Thus far we have completed anger, anxiety, depression, truthfulness, and many others. Thank you.